Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
Welcome back to Kass and Steve.
The fun road.
Kass and Steve.
The fun road.
Buckle up for
the fun road.
That's right, and we're still here because today we are doing part 2. As you can see, because I'm saying you can see, because you can not only listen to the podcast, you can actually go on YouTube
You
and
can
see.
look and you can listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, we're still having the same outfit because this is actually part 2. But what we did in between part 1 and part 2 of the questions that people ask us is have a good hot dog and fresh corn.
Fresh summer corn.
Fresh summer corn. I love myself some fresh summer corn.
Oh, I just love the smell of fresh summer.
If you know from what movie that is, you can come to the fun road.
Half off.
Half off. Anyway, welcome to the fun road. This is part 2 of questions that our listeners subscribe. So last week, if you missed it, we actually have a lot of listeners that are sending us messages with some questions that they're asking, and we thought that was super cool. So we started answering the questions. We get lost in the answer, but now it's part number 2.
I love it.
There we go. I love it. So we had a couple questions last week. So here, okay, you're not going to see the question.
Okay.
People can see it with me.
All right.
Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
We got a lot of questions.
All right.
What is your typical day of food?
I can't answer this lately.
It depends on where we are.
Yeah.
Always. If we're home or traveling, it's a big difference.
But if I'm home, every day I wake up, I eat an apple. I love apples.
Yeah.
Apples, cherry tomatoes, pickles.
I'm not joking. This is our breakfast. Apple, cherry tomatoes, and pickles.
Yeah, not all in the same bite, but if you
But
have...
is there a reason, or did you find out that it's like a good combination that burns your fat better or something?
No. I love an apple because apples are my favorite fruit.
Yeah.
And apples are so easy and they're just good and crisp, and I feel like they just kind of are a great thing to eat in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I really love cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
And one day I ate it with a pickle, and it wasn't in the morning that I tried this, but it was at lunch or for a snack, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do this.
What I eat when I travel, most of the time when I travel, is oatmeal.
Yep.
I do that, oatmeal, and when I'm at home, it's completely different because because I live in the old town of Barcelona, so we go downstairs, find ourselves it's kind of cool. We find a terrace.
Oh, it's amazing.
Have a coffee, a fresh croissant, just sit down and have a breakfast outside.
So there's something so very ingrained in me about bread. And I don't eat a lot of it.
No.
Because I always feel like if I start the morning off with bread, like, the whole day is gone.
Yeah.
It's a very
Europeans eat bread in the morning. Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing.
No.
And they're delicious.
Yeah.
But there's something about, like, if I wake up to that, then all of a sudden I feel like, oh, the whole day is gone, and I'm very bad. That's a flaw of mine. It's like, oh, the diet's gone.
Yeah.
Not the diet, but like the healthy day of eating is gone.
The Danish people, they love their repas. And it's like an open bread. It's like a slice of bread, and they top it with some cheese, and then they put some radishes on it. So it's like little pieces of art. But they eat, that bread is very healthy in the morning. But then you have, like, the Belgians. We have really a big sliced bread.
Or the Americans with the donuts and the pastries.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Okay,
cool.
So
so then, usually for lunch, I love to have... I love to have like an omelet with some more fruit. I'm very much like I love to have fruit, vegetables, make a big chicken salad. There's a lot of places I love to eat around here. Cafe Rio, I eat a lot. It's like a fresh Mexican place.
Yeah.
But I like to eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
So I try and eat healthier so that I can eat a lot. Like, I love that feeling of just being like, oh, I am full.
With
healthy food.
Yeah, that's
Which
cool.
is what we just did.
Yeah. Well...
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah.
Hot dogs and a white bun with corn.
But it was pure beef. And those buns were not big. Those are tiny, tight buns.
Just like your little buns.
Oh, tiny buns.
For me, lunch, what we love to do is, again, I love going out and sitting out at the terrace. For me, eating,
so nice.
The big difference that we have with foods, and I think it's a big difference that we have with the American culture and the European culture.
Yeah.
I think Americans, they know the pleasure of eating. So they go and they eat, but it's food.
Yeah.
Where in Europe, going out for dinner or food is really
an
experience. You go with friends, oh my God, let's order this, and we enjoy, and it's a very different food culture where, I mean, you can be very healthy in the States and very unhealthy. And you taught me that you can be very healthy in the States, but we love,
but I feel
like today, that's the first time I sit down with you in your house, sitting down and eating food that we prepare.
Because
and
breakfast, I just grab something on the go.
Yeah.
And then lunch and dinner, we've been eating out.
But at home, I love sitting at a table and...
Me too, having that family dinner feeling.
When we did that in Yellowstone, we had a night where we sit down at the table and food was finished and we started chit-chatting and talking.
Telling stories.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, my kids just love when Steve comes into town. It's like Uncle Steve and all the lifetime of stories that he can tell. So animated. Yeah, so it depends. But, you know, when you travel a lot, you have to find that balance. When I'm home, I can eat very clean. And I eat pretty much the same thing every day. Yeah. But when I am away, I really love to experience the food of that place. And I think it would be a shame if I felt so rigid on a diet. When I'm home, it's very simple for me to eat my normal routine. Yeah, that's true. But when you're away, you want to experience the good things of that place.
Yeah, you always start very healthy and you end up sometimes
so bad.
Okay, what color M&M?
Yellow.
Orange. Oh, we're not getting it.
Okay,
let's move on to the next question. Okay. How did you become such a good friends? So, we work for the same fitness company.
Yes, we do.
Every year we have a meeting.
Yes, we do.
First year that we're in the same meeting, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. Meeting is getting a little bit boring. We're there with about 80 people, so it's all rows of people. I'm sitting just being bored in row 7. You're being bored in row 7, but completely on the other side.
Yeah.
Same moment, we kind of lean forward, and I'm looking her direction, she's looking my direction. I go like, oh, hey, we're both bored.
Might be my type of person.
We're both bored at the same time. We'll talk later. And then...
I remember when you were filming something to study something. And you were just so funny. You instantly reminded me of my brother Jesse. Just full of life. And I felt so comfortable with you because it was that instant like, oh my gosh, he's just like my brother. Yeah. So that feeling of comfort was there immediately.
Feeling of an older brother.
Yeah, so wise. No, but you were instantly very familiar.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry. It was so natural. Yeah. And we could joke about the things. I wouldn't say that I'm not your typical girl because that's kind of cliche, but I'm not maybe typical I have 3 brothers. We're a little rough and gruff in my family. So I think that I relate to guys very easily. Yeah, maybe. And there were things that you would do that I just find so funny, and maybe some other girls might think it's not funny.
It's a group of 80 people. I do something funny and only one person laughs.
It's always me.
And I was we should hang out more. And then we actually filmed something, and then we had some master classes together, and that just clicked so well. And you know, when we're talking in one of the episodes, when are you truly you? When do you wear a mask to other people? And I think we just did not wear a mask from the beginning. We were exactly who we were. And
we could laugh when we farted or laugh when we burped.
Yeah, now we even don't give a reaction anymore when one farts.
It's like, was that you or was that me?
Or not even that. It goes like, Okay.
I'll
whatever.
match that.
So it started growing from there, but the most important thing is that you know from the first day that, okay, this is a good connection. This is nothing. Sorry. Oh my God. So they always say, like, it's almost like love.
Yeah.
Of course it has to grow, but you can fall in love on the first sight.
Yep.
Aww.
Aww.
I thought of that. Okay.
But it's very true.
Yeah. And our friendship grows, of course, but...
And I also think that something that has been a key for us is FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because even though people say, oh, you live in different countries, how is it possible that you guys stay close? And I see you more than I see anybody else. And we FaceTime all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And we're very much on the same page as far as our goals in life.
Yeah.
What we want to do and how we want to spread our wings and
same
grow.
Ambition,
Yeah.
Same, if I can say that, talents.
Yeah.
But our lives are completely different. You have a family in a huge house in Utah. I am, what? It's not a huge house.
I wouldn't say I don't have a huge. I got a big house.
Mara de Deo.
I always feel like if the word "huge" for me says mansion.
No, you have a huge house.
Okay.
You need to understand that
I do.
are. Yeah, you see my flat in Barcelona is as big as your living room with your kitchen. Not even, and that's my bedroom, kitchen, everything in it. And so our lives are so different, but it doesn't really matter how you live your life. It's that connection of the same ambition, same talent, and whether it's another country, stuff like that. So.
And I think that we have both been able to, at least I can speak for myself, like if other friends, if I just find that it's too much work, it's kind of like, listen, I've got Steve. I don't need to be dragging these other people along, and I feel like heavy.
Yeah.
And you're always very uplifting, and that is something when you have that connection with somebody, don't take it for granted, because I think that friendship is something that is a gift in life, and I think that I will forever be grateful for the gift of your friendship.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's meant.
Me too.
Yeah. It's
thank you. That's cool. By the way, if the people think that I'm on my mobile phone, it's because all my questions are over here, so that's why. Okay.
And you're on my mobile phone.
What color M&M?
You've got to get a yellow. Orange. Orangey glass.
Okay, next question. Describe how you met your partner.
I saw Brian eating at Cafe Rio. And I saw him and I thought, he was with a guy I used to date. And I was like, where has that friend been hiding? I never met him. I would like to date and marry him.
Really?
But really, I saw him and I was like, I never met that friend. And he couldn't, the guy that I used to date had his back to me, so he couldn't see me. But I was just watching Brian, like, that guy.
And he was watching you?
No, not at all. No, didn't notice me at all. We didn't make eye contact, nothing. And then I saw him at church. My brother Jesse was singing for a Christmas program, and I went to go hear him. And it was actually, and it wasn't Jesse's church, because you know how we meet in certain buildings, like you meet in the building that's closest to you.
Yeah.
It wasn't the one where Jesse went. It wasn't the one I went. It was one of his friends, and it was where Brian was. And we saw each other, and it was just like a connection. It was just a connection.
Yeah, cool.
I found my soulmate friend that way, and I found my soulmate husband that way.
Oh.
It's true.
We didn't meet in Cafe Rio.
No, but where you just know you meet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're supposed to read my mind.
Yeah. So I met John actually when he was rehearsing with a friend of mine, Jessica Exposito, and we're at a big convention. So half hour before she teaches her class, it's like with 300 people, nobody's there yet because they're all waiting outside. I sneak in the room, but they're still rehearsing. So all the people that were rehearsing with Jessica, John was one of them, they all, oh my God, Steve is here, let's take a picture. So I kind of disturbed their rehearsal. But I was there just to say, Jessica, good luck, have a great class.
So supportive.
So he's seeing that, and he's kind of annoyed that I'm disturbing the rehearsal.
Like, who does this guy think he is? He comes in and...
Yeah. So he goes to the back of the room,
I
avoids
can
me.
just so picture it.
Oh yeah, with that walk, you can imagine. Sits down, grumpy. So I'm looking at Jessica, I said, I'm just coming to say good luck, and I took a picture with everybody. I'm so happy. Who's the guy in the back who doesn't like me? And then she says, don't worry, he will like you. And then days later, I'm walking at convention and he's tapping my shoulder, and I turn around and I say, can I have a picture with you? Like, oh, now you want a picture.
Now you softened.
I said, I know exactly who you are. And the reason why he wanted a picture is because in between that class of Jessica and the picture he took with me, he took my class and he said it was fantastic and he felt the connection. And I think that's where he kind of felt like, wow, this guy.
Like now I see why everybody likes Steve. Because I just saw his class
and from that moment, he tagged me, and then we started communicating, and then he came to one of the trainings in Copenhagen, and then in Dubai, and
I remember that.
It just started.
Because we were on FaceTime, and I'm like, who's that? Who's in your room?
Who's the person in your room? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. In the meantime, what color M&M?
Red.
Brown.
I mean...
Worst M&M picker ever.
Right?
Okay. What is your greatest strength and what is your greatest weakness? You know what? Let's answer for each other.
Okay.
Kass's greatest strength, if she would be a superhero, her superhero is to spread positivity and make anybody, no matter how happy, medium or sad you are, she can always change the mood. It's what you preach, is what you do. And you can change the mindset of people and make them feel positive and feel like they can do a lot of more than they think. And you give them that strength of, look at me, if I can do it, you can do it. And you want me to look at you?
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the camera while I say it. Yeah, it's a talent and a gift to you juggle 20 balls at the same time with a big smile and just smiling and looking around, being goofy, but those balls are your family, your friends, yourself, other people, your job, finances, and you're juggling it, and those balls are made of crystal. You can't drop them.
No.
And people would panic, and because of that panic, they would drop a ball. It could be their own health or their relationship. But I see you just jogging and looking at the people, oh yeah, I'm doing it. And sometimes you need to look up because you have one that is out of course and you catch it again. And you had a panic moment and you're back and you're back. That's how I see it. With a cape on, just juggling crystal balls. Yeah, and you're not dropping them.
I remember one of the nicest things I heard was John told me when you guys saw The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And you saw that mom and she was like riding the
motorcycle
and then she like Elastigirl, then grabbed a child and saved somebody and you're like, that's Kass.
Yeah. So, let me save somebody and change the diaper of my baby.
You are the sweetest ever.
What's your weakest?
Ooh, yeah.
That I think your weakest point is that you...
Are you sure you want to tell me this before I say your strengths?
Yeah. You sometimes... It's a little contra-indicating of what I just said, where I say that you can uplift everybody. Sometimes you... I wouldn't say underestimate, but if you don't know people, your strength is so powerful. It's almost like you're that superhero, and sometimes you can look at people and go like, they can't,
snap out of it.
Snap out of it. And it could sometimes create this disconnection of if you don't want to help them, or don't feel the job of uplifting them, or you don't care for them, that you would underestimate them faster, or say, oh, it's just this or that. And it's very hard to live in a world where you send out these powerful energies to all your friends and your students, that there's not much left. Once you step out of that role, that you don't have. Sometimes that it's like one of those crystal balls are strangers, and you're forced to play with that ball as well, and you go like, I wish I could just drop that ball once in a while and not care about it.
Yep, I think I've noticed that in my sifting and sorting, let's say, of who I let in my life, because I want to love people deeply and fiercely, that in that I've maybe desensitized myself to maybe other relationships and friendships that are still very important, just because I am not mean to the waiter.
No. What? It's almost like this. You have this much of, sorry, I think I just spit on your sweater.
Piece of corn.
This much of positivity that other people could kind of divide it over everybody, but you don't. You take it and you divide it over the people that really matter, and then other people you would. Sorry.
I just feel like I can't.
Yeah, there's nothing
depleted.
left.
Yeah,
there's nothing left. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's go to me.
Okay, strength.
Wait, what color?
Blue.
Orange.
Nailed it every time.
That's the word we used.
Nailed it.
Okay.
So, strength. You have a energy that is so tangible.
What does that mean, tangible?
You can feel it.
Okay.
You walk into a room, people know it, people feel it. When you are gone, the room feels empty. Because you fill up so much of the room, right?
Yeah.
By just who you are, by your stories, by your energy, by the fun. You know, even like today, we're bringing Dane and his friends they have golf practice for their team. And you're asking them questions, and I've seen it, I've told you before, but I've seen you have conversations with people, with me, with my sister, with whomever it is, and you open up their eyes to their possibilities of reaching higher heights. And you just kind of like, hey, no, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And because of who you are, it is that like stamp of approval that they've been waiting for. Like, yeah, Steve Boo told me I could do that. I can do that. I can really do that.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a beautiful gift that that the world is fortunate to be a part of, because since you've traveled the world and seen so many places,
you start to see the world. You start to see your own world different if you see the world.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
I like that.
And now my weakest link.
Your weak link, I think, would be when you get, even I just was barely saying that you're not impatient, but there's maybe a difference in how I've had to live the last 17 years of my life thinking of my husband and my kids first. So when I have an idea, it's like, it's okay if the idea gets changed. When you have an idea, it's like,
it's happening.
It's happening. We're doing it. So if someone shifts that idea on you, I think you feel that the rug has been kind of pulled out from underneath you.
Very dominant in that way.
Yeah, and I think that comes by trial and error. You've lived a lot of experience. So you do have an authority in many ways.
Yeah.
But just knowing, like,
I have to learn to let other people make mistakes that I made before. So I can't tell them, no, don't do it, because they have to sometimes discover it by themselves. Even though sometimes I go like, no, I know.
Let me help you. Let me do it for you.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you do it so you can experience it. Okay, cool.
Or if you have a plan for the day.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, for me, it never really for me, that's been actually one of the joys of traveling with you. Is I get to be like, I don't have to be in charge.
Yeah.
And the plan that you do have is very much in line with what I would want to do.
Yeah.
So it works out. It works out great.
That's why we're surviving.
I mean, right?
Okay, what color?
Green. I was gonna say blue.
Okay, next question. Like it. You have to answer quick.
Okay.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4,
we're
5,
doing
6
it.
questions.
It's happening.
1 minute for each question.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
At 30 seconds. Here we go.
2, 1.
Okay. What odd talent do you have?
Huh?
What odd talent do you have?
I can do very crazy things with my hands.
Okay.
I can split an apple in half.
Yeah.
Split a banana in half.
Yeah.
I can snort very loud.
Do it. Yeah, that was for
there
real.
You go.
I can do a Scottish.
Do it.
I learned it from my sister.
Oh, deep breath and get prepared.
Yeah. How do you call it? Bagpipe.
Yes. When it snaps down to the lower keys, it's just fantastic. Okay. I can also touch my tongue and my nose.
Try it. Show it in the video. Oh yeah.
I can almost pick my nose with my tongue.
That's disgusting. Okay. Yeah. Next one. 1 minute. Name something you like but are embarrassed to admit. Something you like but you're embarrassed to admit. Ooh.
A lot of people, they frown upon my Diet Coke or diet drinks that I love. But sometimes I'm ashamed to say how much I love it.
Yeah, okay.
And Cool Whip and Jell-O.
Yeah, and something I am ashamed to admit. I sleep late in the morning.
You sleep in? You love to take care of it. I mean, there's some times where it's like, Steve's not answering. Oh, he's recovering. He's sleeping.
Oh, yeah. I sleep a lot. Okay.
That's not, neither of those are bad.
Next question. How do you overcome your fears? You got 30 seconds. Go.
Overcome my fears is, first off, I realize that giving worry to something that has not happened yet is giving power to a problem that does not exist. And I also go worst case scenario. What is the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
And it helps you realize that anything from that worst case scenario is not that bad.
Yeah. How do I overcome my fears is by putting it into a positive story. It's almost like watching the spider in the movie Babe. You know that friendly spider?
Oh yeah.
My story. Very interesting.
Oh, I'm so tired.
You know, it's almost watching Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I went and Googled interviews with Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Just to see him as a normal person, so I could get rid of that actor in my head. So sometimes you need to change your fear in a positive story.
Yeah, get real with it.
Just find out more about it and just know that if you have fear of losing something, or just know that that story is something you put in your head and it's not there. Next question. Is your life more... Wait, what color?
Orange.
Blue.
Nailed it.
Is your life more routine or fly by the seat of your pants?
Fly by the seat of your pants.
Oh, definitely. Same here.
Just go for it. Got to be spontaneous.
No routines.
No, we can take advantage, and I feel like we try and seize every day to the max.
You can plan what you want to do, but during the day, if you say, this is how I feel, follow your feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Easy.
Next question. What color? Yellow.
Blue.
Blue. So if you don't know what we're doing, we have a whole bowl of M&Ms that they can see on, and it's all different colors. I'm trying to pick the right color. Next question is, what are your constants?
Ooh, my constants, like my the things in my life that are like my roots, family and friends. Those are always going to be my constants and me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say my friend Steve Booth.
You're on the I Survive island. We've already talked about that.
Yeah. What are my constants in life? Me, I feel that I am very stable, no matter how unstable my life looks, living in different countries, having not really the stability of my own family. It's a piece of the M&M. I did not get emotional there. I need to come back that I am exactly the person I am supposed to be today. I wake up every morning saying, yeah, I'm supposed to be here, supposed to doing this, supposed to have these. Oh yeah. Last question. What? Wait. Come on. Last question.
Orange.
Okay, we'll try one more after this question.
Perfect.
Green, sorry. Last question. What's the one thing you wish you had that was tangible and the one thing that you had that was not? I learned a new word today, tangible, and I read it again.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ooh, something I would love that is tangible is a private plane. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Having a private plane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so absurd.
Yeah.
But when you fly so much and you just don't have room and you can't sleep, I mean, imagine the things that we could do, the things that we'd be able to get done if we had a private plane and be so much more efficient.
It's happening.
Oh, yeah.
One day. Oh, yeah, we'll have it.
It's going to be the Kass and Steve plane.
Oh,
the fun road plane.
Yeah, and what is not?
Something that is not tangible.
What is that again, tangible?
So tangible is something that you can feel, touch. Not tangible would be something more like a characteristic or like a personality.
What is the one thing you wish you had that was tangible and the one thing you had that was not tangible? Okay, got it. For me, tangible would be, I've always dreamt of a beautiful yacht.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I would love that because if you have the plane and I have the yacht, we have a great
combination. We're done.
No, I mean just a great boat to go in the ocean, and it doesn't have to be an amazing big yacht, but
one of my friends, her dad, I showed you the video and the pictures of their yacht.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's those things like traveling, the places you could see, the experiences you could have.
Yeah, true.
That would be amazing.
The one thing you had that was not tangible, that you wish you had that is not tangible.
Maybe some more patience. I think you kind of told me that in a couple different ways. Yeah.
And for me, I would say the same thing, probably patience, but
I think that's almost the curse of the job that we've been having for so long is just kind of like, hey, don't do it that way, do it this way. Let me show you a shortcut. Because sometimes those shortcuts have to be a learning experience and the allowing people to do that rather than trying to just ring them around the neck and say, do it this way.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is my chance.
Last M&M.
M&M, I am thinking yellow.
I mean, look, first of all.
Okay. All right.
There's not many yellows in it, so
I
the chance
am thinking blue-orange.
No, one or the other.
Orange.
I'm not looking.
I got the wrong one!
Blue! Nailed it!
Now, isn't that just the story of my life? Let's talk about...
Try one more.
Okay, perfect. I want you to go with green.
Green?
Yeah, I said it. Orange, mother effer. Are you looking when you put your
No! I swear to God, no. And I cannot see it there because it's behind you. Okay, this is it. Thank you so much for listening. First of all, we want you to rate this podcast. Give us a 5 because that's the only number we're... No, I'm joking.
Yeah, 4 or lower is like a 0 to us.
Yeah. But know this, everything we just discussed in this podcast was just a little bit of fun, but we have a very cool, great training. It's called the Fun Road to Success. You can find it online. Go to kassandsteve.com or thefunroad.com. You can see live trainings there. And
I feel like we should be looking more at the camera than we are.
And we also have a webinar, which is an online training. It's called
The GPS, Guided Plan to Success.
Exactly.
It truly is, I mean, we say the GPS is a success strategy. And really, every part of our life, it doesn't really matter if you're looking for a financial or relationship or emotional or with friends or whatever it may be, success looks different to everybody, but the steps to get there are really the same. It's all backed by research and by the School of Hard Knocks.
Imagine you don't have a GPS in your car. Well, it's the same. Imagine you don't have a GPS in life, and we can provide that for you. So, go online, go to GPS. You can find all information over there, and we hope to see you in the next training, because we have one coming up in Boston. But keep your eyes open, because we will be all over the world in 2020.
We're going to be popping up all around
the world.
Rocking and rolling like they see. I forgot the words. On the way.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Have a good night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Wave at the camera.
Bye.
Don't forget to go on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, you'll see me in our basement.
Yeah.
No, you'll see us in my basement.
Yeah.
In our little temporary podcast village.
Exactly.
Bye now.